Hi everyone, I'm JV Martinez. Today we're going to answer the three questions which will serve as our blindfolded oral examination. So let's start. Alright, so first question. How does probation program helps or assist the government in terms of the treatment or supervision of the convicts? So first thing first, the probation program helps the government for the treatment or supervision of the convict if the government, if the court grants the probation, since there's no other entities or institution that will grant probation aside from the court. So basically, if the court will grant the probation, they will be giving a chance to the convicts to change their respective lives. So instead of serving their respective sentences or penalties from the prisons, they'll be given a chance to serve it to their community. Then other than that, the government also avoid the forms of repetition, meaning forms of repetition is also known as the convicts or the offenders may commit another crimes again, such as the recidivism, reiteration, quasi-recidivism, and then habitual delinquency, or also known as multi-recidivism. So if that's the case, if the person or the convicted person will be given a chance to grant their probation, the government might avoid those offenders to commit crimes again. For example, the recidivism. Let's have to explain it further. When we say recidivism, that is the person committed two crimes from his previous conviction. For example, the crimes against property. From his or her previous conviction, he or she committed robbery, and then after that one, he committed again the crime of theft. So those are both crimes against property. So through the probation process or system, we can avoid the forms of repetition such as recidivism again, reiteration, quasi-recidivism, and multi-recidivism or habitual delinquency. Second question is briefly give the significance of probation system in terms of sustaining law enforcement. So the significance of probation system in terms of law enforcement is we can first, the most important to that is we can avoid the overcrowding population. As we all know that the one of the most of the worst problem that our government suffering nowadays is the overcrowding population in our to the jails or prisons. So basically, if the probation will be absolutely necessary or be applied towards the convict, where we can reduce the population of prisoners inside the jail. So basically, if we can reduce that one, the effect of that is the government will not spend a huge amount of money towards the convicts. And then moreover, if that's the case, the law enforcement officers or even the such as the BJMP will lessen their enforcement, their duties and responsibilities towards the convicts or criminals. So that's the importance of the probation system in terms of the law enforcement. And then the last question. What are the significant findings have you learned while you're studying the system linkage of probation system with other agencies or correctional institutions in our country? So as what I've observed while I'm studying the linkage of probation system with the other agencies or correctional system is there are both advantages and disadvantages. Why do I say so? First, the disadvantages. So if someone or the convicted person will be given a chance to avail or press the petition for probation, then that the time will come that he or she have given a chance to serve his or her sentence outside the jail, such as the community, then there's a huge tendency that that certain person or offender will commit crime again, since there's no assurance at all. So if that certain person commits crime again, then that would be the worst problem or the worst effect of probation. Then other than that, the advantages of probation system or the contribution of probation is, as we all know, not all prisoners committed a crime or offense or even felonious act. When we say felonious act, those are the act or omission punishable by the revised penal code. So if that certain person is already convicted without any crimes or violations committed, so he or she will be given a chance to clean his or her name and to serve his or her sentence outside the jail. So basically, instead of serving his sentence inside the jail, he'll be given a chance to that. As we all know how tough the situation is while serving the respective sentences inside the jail. So basically, that's the significant findings that I've encountered or learned while I'm studying the linkage of probation in terms of the different agencies or correctional institution in our country. Right? So that's all, and I hope that you learned something from this video.